your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned.
Peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. Tonight, we bring you Wednesday Night Sports. And with me, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba. And this is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. Welcome to Wednesday Night Sports. How are y'all doing tonight? I just fumbled over that teleprompter. How y'all doing tonight? Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. And as I stated earlier, I am your host, Mashuma Saba. This is our Wednesday Night Sports. And tonight, we got a great show lined up. Let me just make sure that the microphone is okay. I feel like I'm echoing. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if I'm echoing. Go ahead and put that in the comments. But tonight we got a great show. I'm happy to be back. It's Wednesday, October 30th, and we're in the fall season now. So all the fall sports are starting to take off. We're now at the tail end of the baseball, which is in the World Series between the LA Dodgers and Yankees, as you know. I haven't had much time to watch baseball this past year. You know, I always start out early watching my Minnesota Twins. But then, these last few years, they haven't been competitive in those last 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And once it gets to All-Star break, it seems like they've been falling off lately. But so I haven't had a chance to watch the World Series this year. I did see what was the opening games. They had Ice Cube hyping the crowd up for the Dodgers, and they had Fat Joe for the Yankees. How did y'all like? Was there a performance? Let me know. Leave that in the comments. And also let me know who you believe is going to win the World Series. You know, and go ahead and let me know. Keep us updated. You know what I'm talking about? Keep us updated. But yeah, so the end of the baseball season is going on, and the new sports is coming into play, which in the fall season right now, which is football and basketball. So tonight, that is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the return of Ja Morant with the Memphis Grizzlies. We're also going to talk about Gervonta Davis, and it sounds like there is problems in their camp. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, Gervonta Tank Davis fired his trainer, his mentor, his father figure, trainer Calvin Ford. So we're going to discuss that. And then, of course, if this is your first time tuning into the show, we never start the show without giving you its flavor as well as its wise words. So that's our show for tonight. Let's go ahead and just dive right in, shall we? As you can see, I'm rocking and paying remembrance to one of the great running backs out of the University of Minnesota, as well as the Dallas Cowboys, one of our very own here in the state of Minnesota, Twin Cities, Marion Barber. So we got that jersey as the backdrop, number 21 for the Gophers, number 24 for the Dallas Cowboys. And we just wanted to give him a shout out because that's the type of show we are. You know, this is cultural. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Studies. Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Variety Show. And, you know, we love to give props to our ancestors, even on Wednesday Night Sports. So tonight we're giving a shout out to Marion Barber of the Gophers. You know, so that's why we have the backdrop. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into the flavor. Tonight's flavor is by a 6-time world champion. The man that rocked the number 23 went to the 45 after he retired and came back and they rocked the number 23 jersey again. Arguably one of the greatest basketball players of all time, or is. It depends on who you're talking to. But arguably one of the greatest basketball players. Tonight's wise words is from no other than Michael Jordan. And this is his wise words for tonight. Michael Jordan stated, "If you are confident you have done everything possible to prepare yourself, then there's nothing to fear." I'm going to say that again. Michael Jordan, wise word quote of the night is, if you are confident you have done everything possible to prepare yourself, then there's nothing to fear. What is y'all's thoughts on that? Totally agree with your airness, Michael Jordan. You know, if you prepared yourself, let's say for that job interview, or let's say for your presentation, your grand opening, your sporting event, competition, you know, your rap battle or whatever, if you have prepared yourself, then there's really nothing to fear, because all you have to do is believe in yourself and go on there and show the world what you can do, man. You know, you live and you learn, right? So that is tonight's wise words by Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to go ahead and say it one more time for the viewers that are just now tuning in. But the wise words for tonight by Michael Jordan is, if you are confident you have done everything possible to prepare yourself, then there is nothing to fear. Again, that is Michael Jordan. And that is definitely the wise words. If this is your first time tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, we always start the show with a little bit of affirmation, a little bit of wisdom. And so that's what we're doing right now. At this point, we always give affirmations and wise words and quotes that were from our people or our ancestors or our heroes, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Our people. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Next is the flavor. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up. I don't care what you're drinking on, as long as it's flavor. You know what I mean? So you could be drinking on a latte, a cappuccino, some green tea, you know what I'm saying? Some wine, some beer, whatever you drinking on. But tonight is your viewer's choice flavor of the night. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let us know what you sipping on. I'm about to let you know what I'm sipping on. I'm sipping on just some cool water. You know what I'm saying? One of these crazy ass companies. I can't say their name because I don't want to get sued. But one of those companies with one of them little Kool-Aid packs. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put it in my water, and that's going to be my flavor for the night. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm trying to drink healthy. What you saying? Man, there's enough sugar in these packs that'll give somebody diabetes or something. You know what I mean? Hey, that's a real deal thing, though. You know, that's a real thing. Absolutely. But yeah, let us know what your flavor is tonight. Whatever you sipping on, whether that's water, wine, a smoothie, a latte, a cappuccino, some beer, whatever you sipping on, leave that in the comments and let us know. Now, let's go ahead and get right into the topic. Again, this is Wednesday Night Sports. And this is the return of Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, man. Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies is back. Playing for his Memphis Grizzlies. As you do know, Morant had to miss damn near a whole season, if not, because of him flashing guns and being a young dude, like most of these young dudes, flashing guns and damn near risking their careers and so forth, you know. So he's returned back to the league. His Memphis Grizzlies are off to a 2-2 start, 2 wins, 2 losses in the Southwest division of the NBA. Well, let's just say in the West. But what is y'all's thoughts on Ja Morant? I'm going to go ahead and get into my thoughts, my opinions, but I would love for you, the viewers, the supporters, pop in, leave a comment on what you think of Ja Morant thus far in this early season of the NBA. Currently, Ja Morant is averaging 20.7 points a game with 7 assists. So he's still doing his same numbers. Physically, I think he looks great. From a point guard standpoint, he's still coming off of, being off the layoff. But he played preseason as well. He looks good. He looks good. I would just say that, once it gets into the 20th game of the season, the 30th game, now the motor's running, you're gonna see a better Ja Morant. I think he looks fabulous though on the court. Currently though, he is battling some early injuries, some little nick injuries. He has a thigh injury right now, and a little tender ankle. So so you know what that is. Little nicks and stuff like that. Most recently, the Memphis Grizzlies have beaten their season opener was against Utah, but they have beat Utah. They beat the Orlando Magic, which Orlando looks tough. They look darn good. They did take a loss to Houston as well as Chicago. Houston again are some young gunners, man. There's some young gunners out there. Very good young team. So I can't wait to see more of the growth come out of that Houston Rockets team. You know what I mean? But yeah, so Ja Morant, all I want to say is that we are happy here at Coffee Talk Podcast to see you back on the court. May you have learned about when to do things, when not to. And sometimes, you might have to leave the homies alone when you are partaking in your season. Just a few thoughts. Who am I to judge? But, we want to keep you around, man, because you are generating generational wealth for your family and yourself, and that's very important in life as a young black man. So other than that, man, we just want to say hats off. We want to salute you, Ja Morant. We look forward to seeing some of your upcoming games. I look forward to getting off of work here at Coffee Talk Podcast and just sitting down and watching some highlights tonight. I know y'all's playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight, and y'all got the Milwaukee Bucks Thursday in Memphis. So that's our thoughts on Ja Morant. If you want to go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are on Ja Morant for this season, go ahead and leave that in the comments. We are looking right at the comments now, waiting for anybody to let us know what their thoughts are. How many season win total? How many season wins do you think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to have this year? Will they have over 58 wins? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know. Do you take the over or the under? Are they still a playoff team? I believe so. How far in the playoffs do you think they're going to go? Go ahead and leave that comment and let us know. Here at Coffee Talk Podcast, Cultural Variety Podcast Show, Wednesday Night Sports. All right, moving right along. Let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite boxers at the moment. He just came off a vicious knockout. And man, he knocked the dude out so bad, I don't even remember the brother's name, young brother. But we're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, champion. Definitely champion at 135-pound lightweight division. The biggest box office attraction currently in boxing other than Canelo and Crawford, you know what I'm saying? But there are allegations coming out that Gervonta Tank Davis allegedly has fired Calvin Ford. I don't know what to think, and perhaps maybe it's a bias of mine because I like Calvin Ford. Yeah, Calvin Ford is a trainer, a father figure, a mentor, straight out of Baltimore, that took Gervonta Davis under his wing. help save that brother in a city like Baltimore, which is in the top 10 murder capitals of the world, of the United States, rather. Definitely in the 90s it was, and I'm sure it's still going through its tough times through gentrification and everything else. But Calvin Ford was there for all the big wins. Gervonta Tank Davis, the one over Barrios, the one over Luis Santa Cruz, the one over Ryan Garcia, the one over Pitbull Cruz, et cetera, et cetera. And one of the problems that I have even in covering this story is that I just don't like to see our athletes that, or should I say this? I don't like our athletes going from the team that got them there. Now, let me know, because there is two ways to look at it. There's definitely two lenses to discuss. And that is, one lens is this, man. I think Calvin Ford is a great trainer, and he's going to keep Gervonta Tank Davis' head right. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that Gervonta Tank Davis is it's a bad decision to bring on former Mayweather trainer Leonard Ellerbe as his, confidant trainer, et cetera, et cetera. But there's allegations that, Leonard Ellerbe, Calvin Ford, blah, 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 they don't get along. Perhaps it's alleged. And then you still have the Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather little beef that they got going on. You know what I mean? So I just don't like to see my brother Gervonta Davis lose his way by giving up somebody that's so close to him, somebody such as Calvin Ford. Again, for father figure, trainer and mentor, man. You come in with your brothers, your boys. You leave with your boys. That's how I was brought up. But from another lens, and I'm just gonna play advocate here. I don't like to say the word devil's advocate, but I just want to look at the two lenses. Sometimes people can carry you so far in boxing. Here's an example. So the boxer, and please forgive me, Devin Haney, when he lost to Ryan Garcia, or what's my heavyweight brother's name that lost? I forgot his name. I do apologize right now. I'll get it later. But when these brothers lose, right, all of a sudden they want to get rid of somebody. But in Devin Haney's case, your father only could teach you so much before you want to go take on some trainers. So perhaps this is, or get a new trainer. Perhaps this is what's going on with Gervonta Tank Davis. But again, I'm so biased because Gervonta Tank Davis is one of my favorite boxers at 135. He is the truth. He's exciting, electrifying, and I like Calvin Ford, man. And so just to see that team break up, and then we continue to watch Gervonta Tank Davis go through the rest of the 135-pound division, we have to wait to see. You know what I mean? Got to just wait to see how that goes. Do you think that Gervonta Tank Davis should move up to 140 pounds? Because, pretty much he done dismantled the 135-pound division for all the brothers that fought him. And, and before you say it, I don't want to hear he hasn't fought nobody. If anybody thinks Gervonta Tank Davis has not fought anybody, or none of the other big names at the 135-pound, they just don't know boxing. There's no need to even have a debate with them about that. 135 was a great division, I would say. Competitive. But, Haney left, Garcia left, And because of Tank's size, he can't really get any bigger. But you can't discredit him either because he dismantled the 135-pound division. Yes, he has. And he's the cash cow, per se. He He gets all the pay-per-views. He brings the people out. Well, here's another thing, though. Scheduled, I believe it was scheduled November 15th. I could be wrong. It might be November, December. But Gervonta Tank Davis is scheduled to fight WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. And from the looks of it, not only do a lot of fans don't know Lamont Roach, he's a champion now. I'm not going to discredit him, but a lot of people don't know him. And tickets perhaps ain't selling. You know, I don't know what's going on with that. A lot of boxing purists such as myself, we do want to see Gervonta Tank Davis take another good fight. You know, he gives us exciting fights, but we want to see better competition. And I feel funny saying that, man, because again, I don't want to discredit Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach is a champion, y'all, at 130 pounds. He's the WBA super featherweight champ. He has 25 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 10 KOs, you know. But he's scheduled to fight Tank November 15th. And, you know, there's so much going on with Tank right now with the firing of Calvin Ford and so forth. I don't know. I heard rumors that this fight is being canceled. As of today, I don't know. We'll check the news wire to see if it pops up, but that's the discussion. Go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are on Gervonta Tank Davis. Who do you think he should be fighting next? Do you think that Lamont Roach is well deserved? He done knocked some brothers out at 130 pounds and moved up to 135. He is the challenger to go ahead and fight Tank. Or would you rather see Tank fight somebody else that y'all feel is well deserved? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know. This is Coffee Talk Podcast, Wednesday night sports. You know you with right. Mashuma Saba M. Saba. And this is Coffee Talk Podcast. Yeah, let's go ahead and move right along. Our next story is just a short story. We definitely believe in encouraging kids to read, whether that is, you know, any book that interests them, but we definitely encourage parents and kids to read. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to water your mind, to fuel your mind by just reading, strengthening your vocabulary, strengthening your communication, you know, and also exercising your mind. And this does help slow down any progresses of dementia or so forth for those that battle it. You know, reading is fundamental, as they say. All right, tonight's story is just a 2-minute story. So if you're with me, you know how we get down here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We are Coffee Talk Podcast, Wednesday night sports. And no, we don't care about who won or lost the game. No, that's them other people. We don't care about who won or lost the game. But what we do care about is the different intricacies that go on behind the scenes in sports involving our people. All right, so this is a two-minute short story, and then we're going to go ahead and end our night. But this story happens to be talking about one of the greatest boxers of all time, man, the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis. And this is a short story about when he fought another guy by the name of Max Schmeling. Let's go ahead and discuss this, or let's go ahead and read. Pay attention. Louis versus Schmeling. The fights that brought Joe Louis his greatest fame came against the German fighter Max Schmeling. On June 19, 1936, Louis was knocked out in the 12th round by Schmeling, and Nazi Germany celebrated Louis's defeat. A German magazine, Der Wettkampf, printed an article that said France, England, and white North America cannot thank Schmeling enough for his victory, for he checked the arrogance of the Negro and clearly demonstrated to them their superiority of white intelligence. This time, however, white Americans were more hesitant to support a boxer solely because of his race. Schmeling was a German, and as news of the Nazi atrocities began to cross the Atlantic, became more and more important than the racial solidarity. On June 22nd, 1938, Lewis knocked Schmeling out just 2 minutes and 4 seconds into the first round. In contrast to the violence that followed the Gans and Johnson's victories over white men, this time the entire country celebrated Lewis's feat. Lewis would hold the heavyweight title for 11 years, 8 months, and 7 days. This is the defeat as well as the rematch victory of Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber. All right, so what is y'all's thoughts on tonight's show? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are on Gervonta Tank Davis and firing Calvin Ford, his trainer, his father, his mentor, his father figure. Let us know what your thoughts are. And also, if you know that the fight is officially canceled between him and Lamont Roach, go ahead and let us know. May you have enjoyed our show tonight. May you have enjoyed the wise words, and may you be drinking whatever you're drinking on. Make it be smooth, you know what I mean, and have flavor. But other than that, man, that's our show for tonight. I just want to go ahead and let me grab my hat. Just want to go ahead and tip my hat to y'all, salute y'all, and thank you for supporting the show, Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show, Wednesday Night Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.